Open Line Friday with El Rushmo. Is this the guy? We just got back to the lost room in the so-called John in St. Paul, Minnesota. We fortunately had his number, able to call him back. How are you, John?
Hi, Rush. Mega dittos. I see the Muslim immigration issue as a real watershed moment for the Republican Party. The Republican establishment have their political slide rulers out over this issue, and I think that they need to instead put them away and be real leaders on the issue. If they wake up, Americans are going to follow them and vote for them. But I think if they push Trump out, either at the convention or before it, that folks like myself are going to follow Trump because we want to have a real leader who's got our best interests in mind.
Yeah, but your larger point here is a watershed moment for the Republican Party, the Muslim immigration issue. But it's not just that issue. There's a whole lot of things in this campaign that Trump is talking about. Immigration as an umbrella issue. Immigration would cover this, what to do about refugees, say, from Syria or Islamic or Muslim immigrants as well. But there's Obamacare. There's any number of things. There's spending. Believe me, there are a lot of issues that Republican base voters have split from the Republican Party. Well, actually, it's the Republican Party that split from the base voters, and they've been doing so since about 2010. But you think if this goes the wrong way, the Republican Party could end up dooming its existence as a viable political party for a generation or two, right? That's what you're saying.
I absolutely do. When I see that also when they are working to pass the repeal of Obamacare and I hear there's a bunch of pork in it, that's, again, the same things that we're concerned about in Middle America. It's like, what are you guys doing out there?
Well, here, let me give you the one today. The whole subject of Syrian immigrants, Syrian refugees, given everything that we know, with ISIS infiltrating these refugees, ISIS promoting them, ISIS training them, ISIS instructing them to fan out all over Europe and now to the United States, there is a question that maybe we ought to be really careful and limit these people coming in, too, until we can properly vet them. The regime tells us, oh, no, we're vetting them. We got a great... Against what? There's nothing known about them. Oh, surely they wouldn't lie when we ask them if they're terrorists. Surely they wouldn't be so low as to lie to us when we ask them that, right? So we can trust them. We ask them, are you terrorists? Are you going to be a terrorist? You don't need to. Oh, no, not me, never. Fine, come on in. Well, clearly, the Republican base wants to proceed with caution on all of this. Jeff Sessions, senator from Alabama, has he's written a piece or he's made a statement that the House and Senate Republican leaders are preparing right now to ram through a spending bill that would allocate the money to immigrate and allow in these Syrian refugees. That is a direct slap in the face to these Republican leaders' voters. So it is ongoing. It's not, there's no lesson being learned here. The confrontation continues. And I think you're right. It's going to come to a head at some point. And I think in this whole campaign, there are things happening that are not even being reported yet that are, for example, I think Trump's doing better than even the polling data suggests. I talked about this yesterday. I think there's remember the Wilder effect, where people did not tell pollsters the truth about their intention to vote or not vote for a black candidate. Doug Wilder was the governor of Virginia. He's running for election. Of course, people are polling it. And what was learned was that in the polling data suggested he's going to win big. He was going to win maybe a landslide. And so everybody in the campaign was happy about it. His opponents kind of thought it was over, didn't put a lot of effort into it. And then they had the election, and he lost. And they went back and they compared all the polling data, which showed he was going to win big, to the fact that he lost. They concluded a bunch of people lied to the pollsters because they didn't want the pollsters to think that they're racist. So here comes, pollster Johnny Pollster. Oh, I'm here to, ascertain how you're going to vote in the upcoming governor election. We have the African-American black candidate, Doug Wilder, and we got this white guy. How are you going to vote? Oh, I'm voting Wilder. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not racist. Don't tag me as a racist. I'm voting for Wilder. Good. They recorded polling selection for Wilder. Same person goes in to vote, does not vote for Wilder. I think there's something similar going on with Trump right now. I think there are a lot of people who are not telling the pollsters that they're going to vote for Trump, but they intend to. Because they think that the pollsters are coming from the regime or the establishment or whatever, and they're going to mock them or argue with them or what have you. Or else they don't trust the pollsters, or else even more, there is a sophisticated behavior with pollsters now to purposely lie to them because people have such distrust in what they do anyway. The dynamic here, in other words, is much broader and larger. It's not as slam dunk simple as it used to be. But the media, the Democrats, the establishment are stuck in their sandbox of days, weeks, months, years ago, thinking this process is clean and pure as the wind-driven snow as far as they want it to be because they control it. And they have not concluded that voters have become more sophisticated, so the idea that voters would not trust the pollster and maybe lie, it's happening in exit polls now. People are purposely trying to screw polling companies by lying to them in exit polls. Here's a sample here that sort of makes my point. It's in thehill.com. It's a Rasmussen poll. 70% of Republican voters believe Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee. 31% say Trump is very likely to win. Just 21% say he is unlikely. So if you combine the somewhat likely, very likely, you get 71%. 70% think that Trump's going to be the nominee. Those who support Trump's call for a temporary ban on Muslims among the U.S. are even more likely to think that he will be the nominee. Now, you might be, well, that contradicts exactly what you just said. No, because this is not a poll of what these people, this is people being asked who they think the nominee will be, not how they're going to vote. So the pollster is getting hold of them. Who do you think the Republican nominee is going to be? Oh, I think it's going to be Trump. Well, do you agree with that? That question isn't asked. So when you ask them not how they're going to vote, but how they think the vote's going to go, 70% say they think Trump is the man. This is the Rasmussen Reports poll. This polling data today, Trump is up all over the place. And for all of these to be wrong, you know what I'm amazed at, Mr. Snerdley? I haven't had, you may have had them, you haven't put them through. I have not had one call for this whole cycle claiming that the pollsters are setting us up. In every other campaign, we get somebody, at least a couple, three people who think, Rush, don't believe these people. They're setting us up for a big disappointment. They're sandbagging us out there. Like we heard during the 2012 presidential campaign, the polling data showed Romney winning. People calling here, don't believe it, Rush. They're making it up. They're not going to have that happen. They're just trying to get everybody to stay home and not vote, trying to make everybody think it's a slam dunk. I'm not hearing anybody. I haven't had a single person in this entire primary process since last May tell me they think the polls are rigged or otherwise not true. And I don't care what poll you look at, particularly every poll that has been taken since Trump's Muslim comments, he is up either a lot or somewhat, and in one a little. But in every poll, he has gained ground. Now, if we're being sandbagged here, this is a pretty mammoth conspiracy between ABC, NBC, CBS, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and the Washington Post. And not to mention Monmouth and all the others are reporting the same thing. It would have to be a massive conspiracy. But I don't think it is, because I think these people are totally 180 degrees off their game. They've been knocked totally out of phase by Trump. I don't think that they have the slightest idea what's hit them yet.